Okay, there were 3 of us just now in an auditorium watching that, which, I mean, it was justified. You know when a movie is so bad, there are movies that are so bad, they're enjoyable, they're entertaining, but then there are the ones that are so bad, they are beyond appalling. Like, you wonder who the fuck commissioned such a load of shit. Oh my God. So it's a killer monkey, basically. It's predictable. It's tedious. It's annoying. You know those sorts of films that you spend most of its screen time, like, vocalizing, you know, why did you do that? Why don't you do that? You know, sort of suggestions and, like, practically screaming at the screen because the characters have got no fucking common sense. Wow. Okay, so rewind to the beginning. Lovely glass house overlooking a seascape cliff, where a family live. And the family own a chimpanzee named Ben. Ben goes absolutely batshit when he's bitten by a mongoose. And he contracts rabies, basically, and then decides to... He kebabs the entire family. Like, literally. I mean, there are moments in Primate that are... I had to look away during them, and I'm bugger for a gruesome film. You know, I love all that shit, but it was horrible. Oh my God, the producers certainly had a thing for I'm all misty. What's going on? It looks like I'm in cinema heaven, except that was fucking hell. So yeah, the producers had a real thing for peeling skin off. One of the girls gets scalped. One of the guys, like, just gets his skin pulled off. People are, like, you know, there's limbs. And the chimpanzee, he's got a thing as well for the jaw. He keeps going for the mouth and, like, getting right in there and then yanking their jaws off. It's gruesome. It's beyond gruesome. No. Wasn't it? It's disturbing, actually. But that said, those bits were the only bits worth watching Primate for. Truly, they were like, there was nothing to it. It was, and the predictable shit. So right, so you get the gist, right? It's a family whose dad has to go away, doesn't he? Leaving the teens alone in the house with the monkey. Okay, so it spirals from there. It's fueled by just dumbfounded moments, basically Ben, the chimpanzee, he can't... I never know whether... Is it a monkey or chimpanzee? I don't know what the technical word is for that, but fuck it. So the girls, once he goes batshit and starts hunting them down, because all of a sudden the house becomes gargantuan, like a maze, do you know what I mean? You know, there's hiding places none of the girls even knew about. Once it basically transpires that he's afraid of water. So the girls then take a dip. So they jump into the swimming pool. Oh, side note. Oh my God, it was pathetic. The swimming pool overlooks the sea, right? So it's a cliff. It's a cliff-top house. When he first loses his marbles, they are screaming for help out into the sea. Okay, that's what you're dealing with. So they're like, oh my God, we gotta scream for help, my God, help, you know, over a cliff top, where there's no life, just sea and fish. All right, so again, that's what you're dealing with. So yeah, the girls, they spend all their time in the swimming pool, and there's one thing I will say, actually, sorry, I've actually got nothing good to say about this movie. Surprising that, isn't it? But it's the beginning is really slow. There's a really slow, like, character introduction. It's slow throughout. I'm sure they were trying to create moments of tension, you know, really try and amp it up to get the viewer on the edge of their seat. Oh my God, it was terrible, especially when they're in the water. So the girls are, like, falling asleep on the lilo, you know, flashbacks to Titanic, where, like, you know, Jack and Rose are on the door at the end. Except it's obviously not that cold, it's Hawaii. And they're just floating, and, like, Ben's just sort of sat on the side, like... I was looking around there. If someone catches me making like chimpanzee noises, I'm fucked. So, yeah, he's on the edge of the pool just watching them and waiting for them. But it's like that whole... it reminds me a lot of the first Scream movie. Where the slasher's running around and they're running upstairs instead of out the back door or whatever, or things that you're thinking they will probably do to prevent the situation from escalating. They don't. It's, oh my god, yeah, it's not great. Right, so let me finish there with the negatives, because I'm not gonna go on about anything good. It's the gruesome. So I can't bullshit that. The effort that's gone into the prosthetics, and I don't know if this is, side note, a real chimpanzee or CGI. If it's CGI, it's fantastic. It's spectacularly done. Truly, like how Ben's like pegging about the place, or how he's like chilled out waiting for them, and his facial expressions, he'll like break into a grin before he bludgeons someone, stuff like that. So yeah, the positives are the prosthetics and makeup, the gruesome bits, people getting their jaws yanked off, and himself, herself. Well, no, it's him, Ben. So yeah, that's it. Oh my god. Okay, I must mention this. At the beginning of the movie, two of the girls on the aircraft flying over to Hawaii meet these two guys who they subsequently invite to the house for a party, where they're late teens, they're all smoking rollies and fucking downing baby shams and God knows what else. So it renders me speechless, because it's just not feasible. So basically, the girls are in the pool out the back. The guys turn up later on, and it just falls silent. I mean, fair dues, the girls might have fallen asleep on the lilo, but all of a sudden, they arrive, and they're just sort of walking around the house. Ben's on the prowl at the same time. It all calms down. All of a sudden, it's not a murder scene, and it's... there's nothing there, so they're strolling around, and that's again where it brings the tensity down. There's silence, like there's nothing. It's all chilled out and quite relaxed. The girls are just out the back. Do you know what I mean? They didn't even hear the guys come in. Like the guys, they come through the front door and they're like, "Wait, what's up, bitches? Let's party." And, God, fuck me! I hate films like that. I really do. What makes it double worse is the father. The father character, he's deaf, and when he returns home, I would have thought, and this isn't a slur, obviously, deaf people are deaf people, but I would assume he would sort of sense, feel, because from what I know, because I went to college with a deaf person years ago, and she had it was like vibrations and stuff. Anyway, whatever, the technicalities aside, the deaf father comes home. His daughter is just behind him, getting absolutely torn to buggery by the chimpanzee, and he stood there at the table like, "Oh my god, there's leftover pizza, yeah." She's screaming and pounding the floor, being smashed against the walls. He hasn't got a fucking clue. He can't even sense it. It's just nothing sort of realistic or feasible or mature or common sense is built into this film. It's lacking sorely in anything like that. How have I made it 9 minutes? I do not know. But I will finish this here, because that is security, and they always come in when I'm shouting and screaming at the camera. I love it. Right. I think that's it. You've got all your negatives. It's appalling. It's beyond. It's not. It's one of them where you're literally shouting at the screen. As I said, there were 3 of us in the auditorium just there, and I'm not surprised. Primate is. Please do not pay. Do not part with a single cent, dime, penny, dollar to watch this utter trash. That's the thing. It's batshit trash, but extremely unenjoyable batshit trash. It's, you know, it's predictable. The plot it barely makes sense. It doesn't take shape. It doesn't form. It doesn't, you know, it doesn't peak, and it doesn't, like, if anything, it lowers. Yeah. Why is my camera so misty today? What is that? I gave the lens a good scrub earlier. Right. Avoid at all fucking costs. Yeah, no. Yeah, I don't know how I managed to go 10 minutes discussing this utter tripe. Like I say, the only positives, the only positives are the sort of CGI, if the chimpanzee was a CGI, and the gruesome bits. That's all they wanted in this movie. I mean, right at the very beginning, the opening scene, a guy gets his whole face pulled off, but you see everything. It's horrible. It's like a scene from Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah, not good. Do you know what? Melania Trump's nothing to do with that, obviously. But there's a film out today. About Melania Trump. And I should have fucking got a ticket for that. Not watching a killer monkey treat people like a shish kebab. I always do that when I mock Donald Trump, because he does that, doesn't he? I'm gonna build a wall and make it great. I'm gonna make America great again. Okay, I'm spiraling now because I've literally, I'm talking shit because I can't say anything else about this. No.